Hello, grade fives. This week we're going to be talking about the order of operations. And operations in math are these things that you see all the time, like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Sometimes you'll see brackets and this 2 that's floating in the air, which is an exponent. So these are different operations that we've already used before. And we even did talk about the order, but I wanted to go over this again because it is very important. If you do things in the wrong order, you end up with the wrong answer. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to show you this question here. This question has a lot of different operations in it. You can see that adding, subtracting, that's supposed to be a division sign there. There's multiplication as well. Let me fix my division. There you go. Division sign, multiplication, and there's an exponent up there as well. So it's got pretty much everything in it from our order of operations. We need to know what order to do them in. And you might remember the acronym that we introduced before, which is Bedmas. I've got it written on the side here, like so. And Bedmas, let me just move this question over. Bedmas stands for brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. And that is actually the order of operations, meaning it is the order that you need to do all those things in a question to get the right answer. If you do them in a different order, once again, you will get the wrong answer. So if we were looking at this question here that I've written in black marker, what would we do first? Well, we go to the very top of our list for Bedmas, and that's brackets. So the first thing we need to do is solve our brackets. We're going to solve one thing, and then I'm going to rewrite everything underneath. So unlike some math that you might be able to do in your head, I'm not going to put an answer over here just yet. I'm going to actually solve down, and solve down, 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 until the question is simple enough that I can actually put an answer next to the equal sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is everything inside these brackets right here, I'm going to solve beneath the question. So 2 plus 4, that's easy, it's 6. So I'm going to rewrite it as 6. Now that I've solved the brackets, I can actually remove them, and I can just put the 2 that was floating above there, the exponent. So now we have 6 squared minus 8 divided by 4 times 3 equals. So you can see I've rewritten the entire question. I just got rid of my brackets by solving what was inside of them. And so I got a new equation that should have the same answer. It's gotten one step simpler. Now, I'm done with my brackets, so I can put a little check mark here. I'm going to move on to the next part of my question, which was the exponents. Okay? So to solve my exponent, I have to look and find it in the equation, and it's this 2 right here. So when there's a 2 floating above a number, it actually means you have to multiply that number by itself. Okay? I'm not going to make you guys do it, but if there's a larger exponent, let's say we had 6 to the power of 4, that would mean we'd have to do 6 times itself 4 times, like this. Okay? And we're not going to do that right now. But in this case, we have 6 to the power of 2 is the same as saying 6 times itself. There's 2 6's being multiplied together. That's what this 2 represents, is these 2 6's, okay? And that's all you need to know for that. So what is 6 times itself, or what's 6 times 6? It's 36. So I'm going to rewrite again, now that I've dealt with this exponent, on another line below. I know this kind of gets complicated, but try and just think about it as one step at a time. 6 times itself becomes 36, and I'm going to change nothing else. Minus 8 divided by 4 times 3 equals. Okay, so that was step 2. I can put a check mark next to my exponents. Very good. Do I have any division or multiplication? Now, I purposely said this together. This is where it gets a little bit tricky sometimes. Division and multiplication actually count as one step, even though they're written as 2 different things in the acronym. So we do them together. Same with addition and subtraction. Those both count as one step. So really, there are 4 steps to Bedmas, not 6. It goes kind of like that. Okay, so now we're on the division or a multiplication step. We're going to do them just from left to right. In this case, we have a division and a multiplication. We're going to do the division first, only because it's closer to the left. Just like when we're reading, we're going to read from left to right. Okay, so we're going to ignore this minus sign for now, and we're going to focus on this division sign. And we're just going to say, what is 8 divided by 4? Well, that's not too bad. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we end up with 36 minus 2 times 3 equals, and as you can see now, I've solved down one more time. I'm running out of space here, and this is probably going to be a problem for you too if you don't leave yourself enough space, because when you're solving order of operation questions, you end up writing the question multiple times. As you can see, it's getting smaller and smaller as we go. We now have 36 minus 2 times 3. We're done with our division, but we still have multiplication. So I'm going to solve this next here and write it on the line below. There's a bad circle. So 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to rewrite this whole question one last time as 36 minus 6. Now, I'm on my final step, which is the addition subtraction step. Let's give ourselves one more check mark for division and multiplication. Addition subtraction, because it is so simple, I can do this in my head, the 36 minus 6. I don't have to write it below. I can now finally write my answer on the right-hand side. So I can finally write 36 minus 6 is 30, okay? So once again, what did we do? Well, let me choose a different color here. First, we dealt with our brackets. Then we dealt with our exponents. Then we dealt with our division and our multiplication together. Oh, I should highlight them here. Division and multiplication together, but we did them from left to right. Then we dealt with our addition and subtraction together, but there was only one. There was just one subtraction question, so we were able to solve over to the right and get our answer of 30. So that concludes this tutorial on how to do order of operations, or you often hear it called Bedmas. I'll give you guys some questions to work on for this week, and best of luck.